Hey, how are you today? This is Frisky Biscuit. I'm Dr. G, and this is my cohort.
I'm Lisa.
And we are here with you today with some cool stuff to talk about. And we just got back from an amazing trip, and we met some amazing people totally by accident and interviewed them. And we're going to put them on here because they're walking 3,000 miles. Can you imagine walking 3,000 miles from Canada to Mexico and actually pulling it off? We're going to talk to these people here in a few moments. But until we get there, we've got other stuff to talk about. So, Lisa, what have we got going on today?
You know, we're going to talk about that Continental Divide trail. I had no idea how cool it is and how you guys, Matt and Kylie, that we met that are hiking the trail, what a great feat this is. I have so much respect for you now. But I thought first we would talk about just our journey. We thought we were going to the west, and we ended up going to the east because we're in Idaho. So we did a lot of Wyoming, and it was the coolest state. I had never really spent much time in Wyoming, and I couldn't believe how many vans we saw that were rental vans.
Cruise America.
Yeah. I mean, we must have seen 25 of them just in that state.
Saw a whole fleet of them out there. People are renting those vans, and we're happy to see it because that means people that can't afford to buy a motorhome or don't want to buy one are still renting them and putting their family in them and getting out there and seeing stuff.
Yeah, and we're all about engaging information for those of you that drive. So whether you're from this country or another country, we know that you're listening to Frisky Biscuit out there. As you're driving. Actually, we saw, I think their program did a great marketing program in Europe because we saw a lot of the small vans. The Europeans were traveling in them. So that was really cool. The other thing we saw was all the motorcycles coming back from Sturgis. I thought Sturgis was more towards the middle of August. It wasn't. It was in the beginning of August. So that was really cool to see
a lot of motorcycles. A lot of motorcycles out there. Good to see those guys, too, being an old biker as I am.
How many people go to Sturgis? Do you have any idea?
I don't have any idea. There's just a whole bunch. Russ on RV or TV went there, filmed it, and from his video, man, there's just a lot of bikes. He said he thought it was the biggest one they've ever had.
Well, it makes sense. The pandemic's over, and people are out cruising, and
I've heard rumors, 1 million people hang out through that thing, 250,000, 500,000. But I know from Devil's Tower all the way through there to Rapid City, people are staying in campgrounds, and there's not enough room in Sturgis for everybody. So I've been there once, and boy, it was a crazy, crazy show. A lot of fun.
Yeah, because we were up towards the Tetons. We went to Cody, Wyoming, and then we decided, we looked at we knew we had to go through Yellowstone because we're in Idaho going over to Wyoming and going to that northern section. We had to go through Yellowstone, and I started reading all about the different entrances and how they had long waits, and that wasn't our experience at all. What we did is we went to the east entrance of Cody, Wyoming, decided to go in that way. And you know what? There was only 4 cars in front of us. As we got in the park, there wasn't any delays whatsoever. The drive from Cody to the east entrance of Yellowstone is just amazing. If you haven't done that drive, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drive. And I thought that's what Yellowstone would look like. And we got into Yellowstone. Everything on the east side of Yellowstone is dead.
It was pretty sad and shocked me. Last time I was there, it was just lush. The forest was so healthy. Of course, that was a while back. But it is all, the trees are dead. They've got some kind of a beetle that they lost control of, and it's wiped it out. And not to discourage you from going there, but when we were going to Cody to Yellowstone, that drive looks like what Yellowstone ought to look like. And then we got to Yellowstone, almost boom. It was just pathetic.
I know, I just could not believe how many miles of dead trees. And I'm sure the northern section of Yellowstone and over where the geyser is fine. I don't know that for sure because we just kind of cut through.
We didn't go
because we had to go through Yellowstone, and we didn't want to get caught in traffic. And for us, there wasn't any traffic. So it's a good time to go. They're celebrating their 150th anniversary. But I would definitely go in a different entrance. Go in by Jackson, the west entrance, or I think
West Yellowstone or up at, I'm not sure if even the north entrance is available to them either because of the flood they just had. So.
I think it's still closed. I think the north entrance, they're working on getting it open, but it's still closed as of right now, which is the middle of August. So it was a great trip. I mean, if you haven't been through Wyoming and Montana and that area, it's definitely worth going to see. And for us, it was just a spur of the moment. We were gone a week and just decided, let's go to the east instead of the west, how we were planning to go. And during our travels, we stopped and we put the reservations, you're hearing about, oh, you can't get reservations in campgrounds. We did this at the last minute and we had great reservations.
We did. And I'll tell you what, if you're in Cody, Wyoming and you want to go have breakfast, go to the Virginian. Man,
no, that was in Jackson.
Oh, that was in Jackson,
Virginia.
And we had a cinnamon roll. No kidding. This cinnamon roll it took up a whole dinner plate.
Oh, you have to put it on the website.
It is crazy. And I've never seen anything like it in my life. It looked like the cross between a cow pie and a cinnamon roll, but it was a cinnamon roll, and it was something else. Family have to eat it, but we bought one, took with us.
Oh man. And then we went to the Irma Hotel, and they had a great breakfast and all the nostalgia that's there. I felt like I was going back in time, and it was just, I don't know. I just love the Irma Hotel.
Well, for those of you who don't know, that was the original hotel Buffalo Bill built for his daughter, and it's a cool place. And if you have a chance to go there, see it. They say it's haunted. If you stay there, it's haunted. But it's cool.
I didn't see any ghosts while we were there.
They probably
Maybe they came back with us in our van.
They probably hear our podcast and decide not to bother us.
I know we wore our shirts today. We wanted to match our background. We're not narcissistic at all.
You got the memo.
Yeah, if you like these shirts, we just got a bunch in. You can go to our website. It's frisky-biscuit.com. So you just go Frisky Biscuit, put a dash in the middle, .com, and they're on our website. Besides our funny photos that we put on there, you can find all these cool t-shirts. And our t-shirts, I have to say, are pretty cool. And this is one of them. But we have all kinds of t-shirts for travelers because we're all about engaging information for those of you that drive out there. That's our tagline. Did you know that?
That's our new mission statement. And we're kind of overdriving that.
So let's talk about the people we met.
Let's talk about them a little bit. It totally happened by accident. We were driving these little teeny tiny bikes we got. They're Swagtrons. Man, if you ever see one of those things, buy it. They're hard to get. But we drive and terrorize campgrounds with these things. We were just sitting there. I don't even know what we were. They were sitting there, and we were just walking by, and they saw our bikes. We started talking to them. There's a couple of very nice young people, and take it from there.
Well, we asked them what they were doing because they were just sitting there eating an ice cream cone. And we found out their name was Matt and Kylie, and they're walking the Continental Divide Trail. And, I had hiked a bit of the Appalachian Trail when I was really young, and I had heard of the Pacific Coast Trail on the West Coast, but I really had never heard of the Continental Divide Trail. And they had quit their jobs and decided to take this walk. Well, when I started doing the research, I tell you what, Matt and Kylie, I have the best respect for you now. I had no idea. It's the third trail in the United States. In fact, if you walk the Pacific Coast Trail on the West Coast, you walk the Appalachian Trail on the East Coast, and then you walk the Continental Divide Trail, you get the triple crown of hiking. And there's only been 525 people as of 2021 that have ever hiked all three trails. The trail that they're hiking, they've been out already 750 miles on day 43. They quit their jobs to do this. They're young, in shape, but just to do it is amazing. It's 3,028 miles. It starts right up by Alberta, Canada, and goes all the way to Mexico. It started back in 1962 by the Rocky Mountain Trail Association. And in 2021, only 70% of the trail is even finished. So there's parts that are dirt roads, there's paved roads, there's dedicated trails, but there's still 30% that you kind of have to weave your way through. It's described as raw, remote, and unfinished. It's really for the experienced backpackers. So I had no idea. you guys, I can't believe that you're doing this, and good on it for you for doing this and getting out there in the wilderness. And, you know, they go through the hot desert. They go through monsoons. I mean, there's a chance of it, chance of avalanches. And they go up to 14,000. I mean, the lowest they're at is in Alberta at 4,000.
Well, I was having a hard time staying upright just in the altitude change for me. And they're going to be, we looked at the Tetons. If you've never seen them, you got to go see them. They're pretty amazing. The Sawtooths in Idaho and the Tetons on the Idaho border in Wyoming. Amazing.
I couldn't stop
huge
looking
mountains.
at them.
But they are going to be climbing across that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the trail's way up there high. And like Matt said, boy, he's an engineer and he's had a desk job and probably a young guy around 35 years old. And he said it's taken everything he's got, feet, shoes, and breath to pull this off. So,
well, the highest they go is 14,000 and the lowest is 4,000. So that's a 10,000 foot elevation. And there's no stores along the way. You know, there's no bathrooms along the way. We just got lucky to meet you guys. I feel really lucky to be able to have met you because they were getting off the trail, which all of them have to. They say hitchhiking is just part of the experience because you get off the trail to wash your clothes, get water, get fuel, you know, food. And they say the average person, it takes 4 to 5 months to hike this trail, goes through 5 pairs of shoes on the trail.
and I guess you can't carry him with you because he said everything is about weight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We gave him a Frisky Biscuit hat, though. I know you're wearing it out there, so
you
thank
better
you.
be. You better be. Not everybody gets a free hat.
Well, what's cool, too, is I read that along the way, there's these post office that you can have things sent to you. So I suppose you have shoes sent to you.
I suppose.
In the post office.
Hope people don't forget about you while you're out there in nowhere land.
During the interview, there was, you know, I didn't prepare. This was just a last minute, you know, we just happened to bump into you guys and we did the interview. But one thing I didn't ask you that I wish I had asked you is, what about the bears? I mean, you just got 5 days of food, right? And you're putting it in your backpack. And there's bear signs all over in the campground that we stayed at that said, beware, do not leave anything on the tables.
Not even bear spray.
Yeah, what do you guys do? I mean, you got 5 days of food with you. Do you have spray, you know, in the middle of the night? Like, what do you do? And, you know, hypothermia and lightning and mountain lions and landslides. Like, how do you deal with that kind of stuff? How do you prepare for that?
No stress.
No.
Yeah, what possibly could go wrong? You know? So anyway, let's take a moment and listen to Lisa talking to Matt and Kylie. We were sitting out in front of the country store there at the, where was that?
It was at Tetons campground.
It was the Coulter Bay.
Yes.
Coulter Bay campground. They got this almost like a miniature Albertson or Safeway kind of a store there. And they're just sitting out there on a bench and they started talking to us and we talked to them and let's listen to them, see what they had to say.
Welcome back to Frisky Biscuit. It's Lisa and Gary, and we are at Teton National Park today. We have met the coolest people. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
My name is Matt. My trail name is Mountain Goat.
Love it.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
My name's Kylie, and my trail name is Tang.
Yeah, and we're hiking the Continental Divide Trail. It's a 3,000 mile, give or take, trail from Canada to Mexico. And it takes like 4 to 5 months. And at this point, we're at mile like 750 and about day 43.
And what's the most challenging thing that you've run about in the last 40 days?
For me, pain.
Really?
Yeah. Going from a desk job, you know, 5,000 steps a day to hiking all day, every day, 50,000 steps a day, it takes a second for your body to get used to it. So the last month has been a lot of adjusting and stretching and worrying, and it's starting to get better.
Great. And how about yourself?
I think for me, it's a big shift from, you know, working full time and coming out here. Even though we've done a trail like this before, it is definitely a mindset shift where type A personality can sometimes not be as conducive to a fun hike. So it's a good challenge for me to really kind of let things go and kind of let the things happen and not micromanage as much.
And what do you eat along the trail? I mean, you're carrying all your food, right? And you camp along the way. What type of things do you eat, or do you miss anything?
We eat a lot of junk food because it's cheap and it's lighter.
Gotta get closer to her.
Okay.
Yeah, we eat a lot of junk food. You can get healthier stuff. It tends to be more expensive, and when you're out here for 4 to 5 months, the budget is pretty important. So I would say a lot of instant oatmeal, tuna packets, ramen, tortillas, peanut butter.
Candy
Those are
bars.
candy bars.
Yeah.
I'll pack out a bag of spinach going out of town as a treat for some fresh veggies, but yeah, that's pretty much the staples.
When you're hiking all day, every day, it's all about the weight. Everything is about the weight. So if you can fit 200 calories in an ounce of food, that's what you're eating. It's not about the health of it. It's about how much energy can I get in my body in the least amount of weight as possible.
And how about the people that you've met along the way? What has it been like?
Well, from the hiker standpoint, it's really cool because we get to meet people from all over the world. We started the hike with a woman from Canada and a guy from New Zealand, and just hearing their stories, it's not just it's a cross-section of humanity you don't typically get to talk to, just working in an everyday job. But from the people off the trail, it's just the best of society. We get to, it's called Trail Angels, these people who give us support and help us unexpectedly, give us food, give us rides, just help us out in any way. And they're everywhere. And that's one of the best parts about the trail, is coming across these random people who want to help you and just support you. And they're there. I don't know, it's like a really great way to meet a cross-section of society, because you get to see the best of it. Not people arguing, it's people wanting to help. So it really makes you feel better about the world and how things are going.
And are people shocked that you're walking from the top of the United States to the bottom of the United States and going to Mexico?
Usually, yeah, I think we've been told, wouldn't it be quicker to fly? But yeah, I think it's something that some people a lot of people haven't even thought that that's something that you could do or, could do. And it's amazing when you just break it up into 4 or 5 day chunks. You sure can walk from Canada to Mexico.
And what made you decide to do this?
Well, we both have hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, and separately, but then, so we both had that common experience, and, we just decided we both, had already wanted to do another trail, and this one, we're from Colorado, and we, wanted to see the Divide in its entirety, so that was kind of the natural next step for us, was this trail.
Yeah, we moved to Colorado separately 3 or 4 years ago. And the trail goes through about 700 miles of it, so it'll be really fun to come home to Colorado and be able to hike just through the heart of the Rockies and see the best of the mountains there. So it's going to be a great way to see the state and all these other states along the way.
And do you have any recommendations for somebody that would want, I mean, you two are truly the road warriors of today's times. Do you have any recommendations for somebody that would want to do this and they have this inspiration, yet something holds them back?
I'd say it's really, there's a lot of people who say, I would really want to do that, but I can't. There's other things that are stopping me. But if you really set out and make a plan to do it, it's totally feasible. It took us, we started planning this a couple years ago. Oh, wow. So saving money, planning with our families for vacations or time off from work, just getting our things in order months and years in advance. It really makes the transition into it much easier, rather than, I want to do this in a month, but I don't have the money, so I can't do it. Mm-hmm. We've been eyes on the prize for a while now, and now we're here, so we get to do it.
Did anybody think you were totally crazy for doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't really understand. We both got back from the first hike, the Pacific Crest Trail, and try to tell friends all about it. And, I think people think it's cool, but nobody wants to actually do that. None of my close friends are like, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, I'll come with you on the next one. Not quite.
They won't do it.
No.
And you said that you had an Instagram page. How can our listeners find you guys and follow you along your journey?
Yeah, my Instagram is Matt, MATT _ Odierna. My last name, ODIERNA. So just Matt _ Odierna. And that's where I post like videos, and I have like a running story. I post some photos and comments too. So yeah, I'm keeping everything updated on Instagram.
Nice. Well, thank you, both of you, so much for coming on today.
And I also,
good.
my Instagram is Kylie runs _ N stuff.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I post more just photos and stuff, but I'll often.
Yeah.
So we can see where you've been and follow you on your journey.
Yeah.
For sure.
How fun. Well, we really appreciate it, and thank you for coming on Frisky Biscuit today.
We really appreciate them taking the time for us, and they're amazing young people, and they have a good cause out there. And I tell you, if more young people are that inspiring for all of our other young people, that would be kind of cool. And I would definitely be that friend that said, yeah, I'll go do that with you next time, and disappear when I see him coming down the driveway when it's time.
Well, I like how you said you had planned it. I mean, it took you a while, and they say that the average is $2 to $3 a mile, so $5,000 to $8,000 just in your expenses along the way, and then another $5,000 in gear. So you're looking at $10,000 to $15,000 just to get on and go on the trail. In 1995, only 15 people had ever hiked the whole trail, and they say only an average of 150 people today hike the trail. So what a rarity to hike, averages 17 to 20 miles a day, 5 to 6 months of hiking. They say the average is 147 days. I mean, I can't imagine.
They're going into
Just
a
doing
rough
that.
time of year, too. They said they want to get through Colorado before it starts snowing.
Yeah, and when I researched it too, it said that most people went from Mexico to Canada, and you guys are going from Canada to Mexico. So the timing is a little different. They said the northern route you leave earlier, and the southern route that you guys are doing, you leave later. And it was interesting when I looked at some of the advice of what people had said of how to do the trail. It's one step at a time. Spend the money, do it right, take your time. Nobody ever said that I wish I had done it faster. They said, this was a good one, conquer your fears you may have of cows. I guess you'll see a lot of cows along the way. Think of the road as a party. It's your attitude, have a good attitude along the way. Bring bear spray. Makes sense.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They say where we were, do not leave bear spray. I don't know if the bears eat it or not. They seem to eat everything else.
Yeah, let us know at our website, frisky-biscuit.com, or on our YouTube channel, Frisky Biscuit Podcast. If you happen to get this and hear, we'd love, love, love to talk to you and hear how your journey's doing, and also interview you again at the end. And the best advice I thought was really cool, and this is for people going northbound. Worry less. People that have made it to Canada are a lot dumber than you. I was like, that was great. But we love to hear how your journey's going, and much love to both of you, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Totally. Good kids, man. I really appreciate people like that.
Well, to have the courage, today there's so much noise, and it's so noisy out there, especially with the negativity. To have the courage to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to plan this, I'm going to make this part of my life, and then go and do it. Because a lot of people, they all talk, and they don't necessarily do it.
How do you muster up the courage and the internal fortitude to say, you know what? You're sitting at a desk all day, and I think we'll go just hike the Continental Divide Trail, 3,000 miles, and never have done that before. How do you get the the goal to do that takes a lot of courage. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, a lot of things that could happen to you. So, these guys were very cool. And
Well, I love the fact that you're taking pictures of people. It seems like that's the memories along the way. I know for me, when I go on vacation, I tend to take a lot of pictures out of the van of scenery and not so much of the people. Like, I wish I had gotten a picture of the four of us like you did, because that's what matters. That's along the way. It's like,
you're a heartless individual and don't have value in humans.
that's right. I like the squirrels.
And dogs.
And dogs. Our dog next door,
Rudy,
that you've met, he is so in love with me. He will run across. When we came back, they were coming along the driveway, and Rudy saw us. And when she parked the car, our neighbors, Rudy literally jumped over
exploded
her,
out of the car.
out the door, ran over, and just jumped all over me. I've never had a dog that's loved me.
Well, what was that thing you
like
read?
that.
In life, sometimes it's inevitable that somebody's going to be infatuated or obsessed about you. And most likely it's going to be a dog.
And that fits me. Rudy is
that was pretty cool.
infatuated.
Well, anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Frisky Biscuit sticker. People have
Okay.
asked us about that.
Okay.
And what is that exactly?
This is the coolest sticker. It actually is static. So when you take it off, it's like those stickers that you get for your oil change that you can put on your window and you can peel them off. So you can change it around to different areas. And it's for all of you guys who drive on the road that are the road warriors. So let us know. We'll send you one, or if we meet you along the way, we'll give you one. We have a bunch of them, and we'd love to pass them on. It's such a treat to see them on cars, and we just love you guys. So we made these for you, and we're happy to give them out when we see you, or you can contact us and we'll send
And
them
it's
to
fun.
you.
We're actually seeing a few of them out there.
Yes.
Shocker. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you actually had someone say they saw us at the movies.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, we're at the movies here in Twin Falls, and we have a 30 second?
Yeah, no, it's a 15 second.
15 second, but it's
We couldn't
really
afford 30.
cool.
Yeah.
And on our YouTube channel, Frisky Biscuit Podcast, we have all those little 15-second spots. So we ran it at the movies, and somebody came up to us the other day and said, "We saw Frisky Biscuit at the movies." So it's just, it's something fun.
It satisfies
and joy.
our ego.
Yeah. We got
We're
big
very
egos.
narcissistic here. Well, what else do we have? We got a thing going on that kind of pisses me off. We read about it, and it's about Walmart and people. All it takes is one person to screw everything up for all the rest of us. And you got some details on that and what's going on. I don't know if a lot of you understand. If you're not an RVer, you don't really care. But most of the people that probably watch us have something to do with RVs. And, there's companies out there, Cabela, Walmart, what's another one, that let you stay there for free and park. And right now, sometimes it's hard to find a place to park or camp at night, so they'll let you use their parking lot. And that is an amazing thing for people. And also the Elks Club. If you're an elk, you can stay there. They have places for RVs. And so what happened? Somebody's...
there was a woman from Minnesota that had 2 daughters, and she parked in Walmart overnight. And there was another camper next to her, and the camper in the early morning caught on fire. And actually, one of her daughters died of smoke inhalation, and the other daughter also went to the hospital. And so this was a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden they're suing Walmart for, let's see the exact thing. Let me give you the exact thing.
Negligence.
Well, it was
Something like
for complaint alleges that Walmart failed to monitor overnight campers. You're staying there for free. You're not paying a thing. They're doing it out of the kindness of
But
their
also,
heart.
you're a camper.
Yes.
I mean, that's you've been camping, and now you have to be supervised and nannied and monitored to make it safe for you. That doesn't make sense. It just kind of is irritating to me.
No, and Walmart did put a RV camping policy that if you go to Walmart, I've never really been a big Walmart fan until just recently, and I love their grocery store. I couldn't believe some of the local stuff, a lot of their groceries, about 70% of their groceries are local. About 80% of their goods are from China, but their groceries, a lot of them are local, which I was surprised. But back to the overnight camping policy, after this happened, they put a policy out that says, while we do not offer electrical services or accommodations typically necessary for RV customers, Walmart values RV travelers and considers them among our best customers because we stay there overnight, kind of at the last minute, but also get all your toiletries and stock up and food for the bigger Walmarts. Consequently, we do permit RV parking at our store parking lots as we are able. Permission to park is extended by individual store managers based on the availability of parking space and local laws. Please contact management of each store to ensure accommodations before parking your RV. So they did put a policy in place, but almost shame on you, Minnesota women, for putting this policy and lawsuit into effect against Walmart because you didn't pay for anything. You did it out of their kindness and accommodations at your own risk. If you had paid for it, it might have been something different, but you can't tell what somebody else's RV is going to do. That could happen to you in an RV park.
Well, also, one of the things is when we looked at that, the damages that she's claiming is $75,000, yet it's 3 years ago, and her daughter died from smoke inhalation. So if somebody's going to die of smoke inhalation, I'd think the damages be more than $75,000. And so it looks like she's just grabbing for money because Walmart's probably the biggest, richest company in the world, and just after them. But what's going to happen is this is going to trickle down and cause a lot of problems for other people who are allowing campers and even other people to use their property for no charge.
Yeah, so I would say if you are going to sleep overnight in your RV in a Walmart, and you have to go talk to the management anyway, just give them some great kudos of how cool it is that we're able to stay in Walmarts, because Walmart's everywhere. There's 4,700 stores across the United States. They're in all 50 states, and they're a huge company. They're worth $429 billion. They make $1,435 billion per day. They're in 26 different countries.
That is amazing if you stop and think about those numbers.
I know.
That means most everybody in the world shops there.
I know. Well, there's over 10,000 Walmarts in the worldwide. So it is an amazing company that Sam Walton put together. They employ over 2 million people. So everybody
and
has
most of them
some
are my
connection. Yes, that's true. The Walmart greeters.
Yay, Walmart.
I've learned to love them.
For my
I never
red
was
vest.
a Walmart fanatic or fan. I never went there. I was a traveler, so I just didn't really utilize Walmart because I didn't have a house for a lot of my life. I was a traveler, so.
Lived under a log.
I did. Some of the other stuff I found about Walmart is they were the world's largest employer in 1999, and in 2001, their total sales surpassed Exxon, ranking Walmart the largest corporation in the world. They're not anymore. However, they are huge. And if you want to go to the biggest Walmart, that's in the city of Miami, believe it or not. And Texas has the most Walmarts. So if you're traveling through Texas and want to stay and they allow you to do that, there's 516 of them in the state of Texas. It's 11% of all the Walmarts in the United States are in Texas. So you guys are bigger.
Did you ever figure out if there's any states that don't have a Walmart?
There are not. They're in all 50 states. The last was Hawaii to get a Walmart, but Hawaii does have Walmarts. And what do you think their number one selling item is? They sell so much.
Heartburn medication?
No, it's in the food category.
Heartburn medication.
Yeah. No, it's bananas. That's their number one seller.
That's your favorite food.
It is. I love it. So me and Walmart.
She had a banana stuck in her mouth just before she started this podcast.
I did. Most of the bananas are brought in from Mexico, Central and South America. They take 2 to 3 weeks to get there, and they keep them at an average of 56 degrees. So that's why they're a little bit green sometimes when you go to the store. But the majority of their food comes from the United States. So that's good to know. And the biggest Walmart, if you want to see the biggest one in the world, is in China. It's 230,000 square feet. The superstores that we go to are usually about 180,000. So that's 50,000 more square feet.
Well, if you want to go for a casual walk and take all day, just go to the Chinese Walmart store.
I know.
Good Lord.
And their smallest, they just opened it. It's in Georgia Tech University. It's only 2,500 square feet. And it's for the university students. So I thought that was really cool.
That's pretty
Walmart's
cool.
really branching out. They love the RV industry, so they're putting up little stores here and there for Walmart. But there's no Walmarts in some of the bigger cities like Detroit, Seattle, New York, and Boston. Walmart was actually banned in New York due to the unions. Now, they let Target.
That makes sense.
I know. They let Target there, go figure, but not Walmart. So you think that might be a little political?
So what does all this have to do with road warrioring?
Well, we're about engaging information. So I just felt, I get on these rolls on Walmart and different ideas. And I just think, it was the original 5 and dime store that Walton put together.
Which are not anymore.
Yeah, and he put it together originally to compete with Kmart. And
I think he did a pretty good job
what
there.
was the other store? J.C. Penney's, and neither one of them are really around anymore.
Oops.
Yeah.
Outcompete. That's what competition can do.
Yeah.
You bet.
And they've done a really great job. They own Sam's Club as well. So if you shop at Sam's Club, that's a Walmart store. So I just love Walmart. I never went to them before, and now I did, and I'm hooked, especially on their food, because we have some local brands that some of them I can't even find at regular stores, and I go to Walmart, and it's this super store. They have a great deli. They have local produce and local products that are from our area, and I can get everything there. So it is kind of tiring because they're so big, but it is a one-stop shopping.
Yeah. Do they have Falls brand?
Yeah, they have Hey, if you have never had Falls brand bacon, you're missing out.
No kidding. Anywhere in the world, find Falls brand bacon.
You can get it on their website, and they have recipes. They also have a lot of other meats, especially pork meats, like pork tenderloins.
I still want that Falls brand
their
t-shirt.
bacon.
To go to my t-shirt collection. I want a Falls brand t-shirt. That is the best meat I've ever eaten in my life. It's packaged and processed, but boy, I'll tell you what, these people know what they're doing. It's all kosher.
Yeah. And Costco in our area carries it as well as Walmart and all the grocery stores. It's in our area. However, the specialty bacon you have in New York is Falls brand.
Most of it comes from Falls brand, which is here in Twin Falls, where we live.
Isn't it a Mennonite company?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's a Mennonite company, but they're Mennonite Farms is what supplies them their meat up at Salmon, Idaho. Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that.
That's what I understand.
Well, we're big fans. We love you, Falls brand.
We do.
Come on
We
our
do.
podcast. We could talk to you.
Exactly. Lisa's baiting everybody out there now.
We have some good interviews coming up.
I'm going to blow it here, and I hope Bob doesn't mind. But we're seriously considering bringing someone on here, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him this week.
We're going to talk to him this week, but we found somebody. You can check out their webcast. It's called, Static Radio? Yep, Static Radio.
The oldest radio, one of
Yeah.
them playing on the internet.
And these guys are funny. They're not stand-up comics, but they might as well be. But we're actually going to feature him in an interview here soon, and I'm going to talk him into going on here regular with us. Once in a
Yeah,
while.
what about Bob?
Yeah, get his opinion on stuff. He's got some funny stories. So, anyway, what else do we have? Anything important?
That's it. I am out of stuff for today. What
She's
would
out of
you
stuff.
like to hear? Call us. Let us know. You can contact us directly at frisky-biscuit.com or
And what if they do?
YouTube.
What if they do contact us? What
Well,
happens?
just let us know what you want to hear. We'll send you a sticker. Email us, friskybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you want to hear, because I'm out there looking for information.
Yeah, we have had several of you have contacted us and want us to interview you and talk to you. You have some interesting stuff. So we're sorting through some of that stuff right now. but keep those coming. We're growing this and starting slow. You know, I'm one of these guys wanted to be successful overnight, and it just doesn't happen anymore that way. There's just a lot of noise.
No, but we just hit our 3,500 mark, so that's good. Our goal is to get up to 10,000 downloads, and you know we're headed that way. So if you want to be on our podcast, or if you want to hear anything from us, let us know.
Yeah, because we're going to be big.
Well, yeah, we already are big.
I actually am big.
I feel very big today.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have completely exhausted this time right now, and it's time probably for us to close things out and give our accolades to those of you who have the patience to listen to us, and those of you who participate with giving us ideas and thoughts, and also allow us to interview you. Mm-hmm. We really appreciate it.
And thanks again to Matt and Kylie.
Yeah.
Mountain Goat and Tang.
Mountain Goat and Tang.
Appreciate you.
I wonder where she got the tang from.
I don't know. Let us know, Kylie.
There's a story behind everything. Yeah.
Just like our t-shirts, there's a story behind us too.
What is your road handle?
Large Marge.
Large Marge, the trucker barge. Yep. And I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're not going to talk about what my road handle is.
Oh, well, contact us. We'll let you know.
Sexy Rooster.
That's right. Large Marge and Sexy Rooster. We're coming your way.
And we don't even own a CB. Thank God, huh? So until next time, this is Dr. G.
And Lisa.
Wishing you a great week. We will talk to you next time. We'll have some more interesting stuff for you. And in the meantime, contact us. Comment on some of the things we talked about, especially the episode with Walmart and people. And the
Gary
people that
says hi.
You and that bobblehead dog.
I love my bobblehead.
It's a lot easier to get along with than me, isn't it?
I won't comment on that.
Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.